Hi there, welcome to the Calm Farm. Just wanted to do a quick one today. I've been thinking about a podcast that I listened to recently, and it was with the wonderful Dr. Bruce Lipton. If you haven't heard of him, you can Google him. There's plenty of YouTube stuff with all of his wonderful wisdom pouring forth. He wrote a book called The Biology of Belief, and that's where I first fell in love with him. But my favorite book of his is called Spontaneous Evolution, and it is a wonderful look at all of these constructs and ideas that we've adopted as truth, and he kind of debunks them all. So it really activates your critical thinking. And in this particular podcast, he was talking about, of all things, a snail. And how a snail has this incredible superpower. It doesn't really have anything much more than this particular talent. And this is what it does. It can read energy. So it picks up on frequency. I'm thinking maybe that's why it has its little, antennae. Perhaps not, but I'm not an expert on snails. This is what he said. He said that a snail will be moving along in a certain direction, and it will feel that the energy, the frequency is high, so it will keep going in that direction. Then it might turn in a different direction, and the energy, the frequency will be low, and it will go, this isn't the place for me. I'm out of here. Then it might be traveling along on a leaf, and it'll be like, this leaf matches my vibration. I'm going to eat it. Or it'll be on another leaf and it will say, this doesn't match my vibration. This is wrong for me. I'm not going to eat it. And it won't. So this incredible superpower of reading energy, and I think that's a snail. A snail. And then you look at a complex creature like a human being with this capacity for higher levels of consciousness and profound wisdom and look at what we've created in the world and all of that sort of stuff. And most of us don't have that skill to be able to go, where am I going? Does this path feel right to me? And if it does, I'm going to follow it. If it feels not quite right, then I won't. What we tend to do is we will reach out to 20 different people that we know and go, what do you think I should do? Should I do this and should I do that? And look, weighing up the pros and cons is not a bad thing. It gets very tricky because the pros and cons can be wrong, right? It can be like, well, this decision, that would be good because of da-da-da. But sometimes our thinking mind gets really muddled as to what is actually good for us and bad for us. So when it comes to making decisions, walking a path, choosing what you should or should not be doing, the teachings of yoga and the wonderful wisdom of Bruce Lipton and his snail say, trust the frequency. You have to ultimately drop into your heart when it comes to decision making, where you're going, all that sort of stuff. Because the wisdom of the heart is pretty spot on. It's energetic gold in there, and it's allowing us to trust our wisdom and our own intuition. And it is a feeling. So the beautiful thing about yoga is it consistently pours us back into the instrument of the body. It's consistently inviting us to check into the felt sense. Does this feel right for me? Does it feel aligned? When you're in a physical posture and you're out of alignment, it hurts. When you are on a trajectory in life and it's out of alignment, it's going to hurt one way or another. It just will. So the teachings are just saying, tune into that. Be the snail. So cute. So I'll give you a really good example. I'm obviously a yoga teacher. I love that. I love everything to do with this practice. And this year has been a really challenging one for me in that the space that I was operating in, it was really the space that I've been in for like 13 years. Everything started to collapse. And I thought maybe this is a sign that I should be doing something else. And I should look to a job with more stability and more structure and, be on a salary and get paid to go on holidays. I got really obsessed with the idea of getting paid to go on holidays because, of course, that's not what you experience as a yoga teacher most often. So I applied for a job at, wait for it, an insurance company. Now, a part of me was like, this doesn't feel right. I don't think that this kind of work will be, it wasn't even a thought, it was a feeling. Because actually all the thoughts were going pro, pro, pro. Getting paid for holidays, for example, stability, all that sort of stuff. That was all like ticking boxes here and there. So I ended up getting this job. And I walked in and I kid you not, the first moment I walked into that office, my whole body, every single cell was a no. It was such a hardcore no. I don't think I've ever had a stronger no in my lifetime. And I sat there and I was doing the training because I was like, you know what? I think it was like a 4-week training. I'm like, oh my God, the first 4 minutes were killing me. So I sat there and I was doing my best and learning about insurance, which was like watching paint dry. And the energy of my body was just draining. It's like I had no life force at all. It was absolute pure torture. And I ended up resigning after I think I lasted 5 days. One of those days was a public holiday though, so it doesn't count. And I went in on the 6th day and resigned. It's interesting because the girl who I resigned to, she was so beautiful. She was like, yeah, you did look really tired. And I said, yeah, it's not for me. But she, however, she's in her absolute vein of gold. She was on fire, energy. She was talking about insurance, all these different packages. She was loving it. She is absolutely in her purpose. So that was the difference, right? Her snail is picking up on a completely different frequency to my snail. And I will receive completely different messages from the field that she will receive, right? Because we're transmitting as energy systems completely differently. This is why no one can really tell you, I think that's right for you. They can say that as much as they like, but it's really ultimately up to your own guidance system and trusting our own wisdom. So that's my little offering for you today. Be the snail. If the snail starts drying up and falling off the leaf at the insurance company, right? That's the metaphor. Then don't be doing it. If you are on fire and you feel absolutely inspired and you can't wait to create, that's the thing. If you can't wait to create it, that's the thing for you. Do it because you love it. Because let's look at this word lastly, just to wrap it up. Inspiration. Inspiration is to be in spirit, right? When we are trying to work out where we're going, what we're doing, we're usually in ego. Is this right for me? Am I going to get what I want? Be in spirit, be inspired. And a lot of these practices of yoga are taking you into that space where you can be an open vessel for inspiration, nudging that ego out so you can just create what you want to create and be on the path that is completely aligned for you. And no one can tell you what that is, but you can feel it. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. That's me from the Calm Farm. I hope this helped you today, and I'm sending you a world of love.